Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit more about masks in this. So if I add a mask to this layer, and I do the same thing I did in the previous movie, I'll click on my gradient tool and drag from the top to the bottom. If I hold my shift key down, that constrains that. Alright, so what's happened here is where the mask is black, pokes a hole through this layer, and since there's nothing underneath, just transparency, that's why we get this little checkerboard. And you'll notice that the darker, or as the grays get lighter, more and more of the image is showing through until you get to all the way white, where you can see it's completely opaque. Alright, I am going to show you a different way to use a mask using an adjustment layer. So I'm going to right mouse button click on this and say delete the layer mask and return it back to the way we opened it up. And if you're not seeing these adjustment layers right here, come up to the window menu and click on adjustment so that that comes up. And we'll add a levels adjustment, which we'll be learning about in week 2. So here's a levels adjustment, and you'll notice that it has a mask associated with it. So with that mask selected, I'm going to do my gradient tool thing again and drag from the top to the bottom, and then I'll I'll click on this little adjustment layer icon right here, and here in my levels I'm going to take this white point slider and start dragging it over to the left. Do you see what's happening to the foreground? It's turning lighter and lighter. You'll learn more about this in the adjustment layers, but you'll also notice that although the sky is a little bit affected right through this area, it's not affected at all clear up at the top. So I am going to lighten up the foreground just a little bit, and then we'll close that down. Now let's do another levels adjustment layer, but on this one let's use our gradient tool and we'll drag from the bottom to the top. So we have exactly the opposite gradient, and this time we'll take this black point slider and start dragging it to the left, and you'll see that the sky is darkening as we drag that slider to the left. Alright. Now, what we've done is we've brought the foreground up. So if I turn that layer off, you'll notice how much darker the foreground was. And if I turn off the top adjustment layer, you'll notice how much lighter the sky was. We've been able to balance that picture out just a little bit more.